Hello, Starshine. My name is Liz and this is my channel, Simsational Stories. If you have not seen my videos before and you enjoy this one, please like and subscribe. And maybe check out my Facebook page, where this whole thing began, as well. All relevant links are in the description below. And of course, if you're a Sims player and you'd like to download any of the characters featured in my stories, just search the hashtag Simsational Stories on the Sims 4 gallery. All original content is created by This Is Not Eric. Alrighty then. So, welcome. And what is up, Buttercup? Are you having a good day or a bad day? Whichever your answer, please allow me to distract you from your life and tell you a story, a Simsational story. Before I begin though, I'd like to issue this blanket content and trigger warning. The following story is just Sims, hey. I'm not going to apologise for treating them terribly, if that's what I've done. But I do want to assure you now that although I mean absolutely no harm, I completely understand if you feel unable to consume my content. Many loves, and we will catch each other on the internet elsewhere. Okay, so now we've gotten that over with, let's go. Today's story is from the Commune of Ohana Hale, and we're at chapter 1. All subsequent chapters will be put into a playlist on my channel, where you can hear the entire story in chronological order. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Lucas Pointer. Lucas Pointer has always had an affinity for nature, and he loves to be outside and garden. Something about the natural world just speaks to him and makes him feel at home. He gardens, keeps bees, and swims every day in the ocean paradise that surrounds his home. After moving to Sulani in his 50s, Lucas began realising a lifelong dream of building an off-grid commune beneath the beautiful palm trees. He had no idea if anyone would even want to come and live there with him, but he built it anyway, and named the place Ohana Hale, which loosely translated meant family home. Within a few years, Lucas had the place ready for its future inhabitants, and he was able to start the real work, cleaning Sulani up. The island had been through a lot of tourism trauma over the years, and its beauty had suffered. Lucas dreamed of building a community of conservationists who would help save and protect Sulani. The first residents of Ohana Hale, other than Lucas, was the Levesques. Jaquan and Floria always said later that having originally stopped by on their honeymoon and never quite left, they didn't really decide to move to Ohana Hale so much as they were drawn to the place. Jaquan and Floria's young daughter, Aliana Levesque, had been born at Ohana Hale and knew no other world. Her whole life she had been surrounded by the beautiful ocean, and she had an affinity for it only her father understood. Jaquan too had an affinity for the ocean, for he was a mermaid. Jaquan and Aliana loved to swim together, and Jaquan suspected that his daughter may too grow up to be a mermaid. They wouldn't know until she was a teenager though. And so the Levesque family lived happily at Ohana Hale. It was an amazing environment to raise a child in. They may have been short on money at times, but they had lots of sunshine, sand, and so much love. Aliana was the happiest little girl on all of Sulani. Both Jaquan and Floria had a passion for wellness. They loved meditating and doing yoga, and doing it surrounded by the beautiful oceans of Sulani felt like a wonderful kind of dream. They built up their skill quickly and discovered some surprising benefits, from carrot cake to teleportation. Jaquan worked as a lifeguard on the local beaches, but Floria didn't work. She preferred to stay at the commune, keeping things running. After all, someone had to do the laundry, which wasn't an easy job without electricity. All in all, the commune was perfect for Jaquan and Floria. They felt like they were living a wonderful dream. Surrounded by tropical ocean waters, flowers and fish, it wasn't hard to be happy at Ohana Hale and have your love flourish. And the Levesques weren't the only ones to have found love in the years since Ohana Hale began. Lucas had met Nina Varela at the local beach chess tournaments and hit it off immediately. Nina loved how alive Lucas was. Lots of Sims just seemed to give up as they aged, but Lucas hadn't let being an elder defeat him. Lucas made Nina feel young again too. In his company, she was free, free from the boring shackles society seemed to impose on her because of her age. When they were together, they laughed, played, and yes, even made love. Nina hadn't felt this good in years. She found herself falling in love before she knew it. Nina Varela lived with her son Alejandro, his wife Dominique, and their newborn son Angelo. Little Angelo was only a few weeks old, and Nina was full of pride in her new grandson. He was the most adorable baby she'd seen since her own son was born. Nina and Alejandro, and possibly her new grandson too, also held a secret. They had magic in their blood. Nina worried about how Lucas might react to it. She cared about him so much already, and not everybody was ready to embrace the fact that magic could be real. But Nina need not have feared. Lucas was more than okay with her magical, mystical side. In fact, he was interested to learn about it. He didn't want to become a warlock himself. He had enough to do saving Sulani. But that didn't mean he couldn't try to get a basic understanding. But then tragedy struck the Varela family. Alejandro's beloved wife Dominique shockingly passed away due to an unexpected heart attack. Her baby son Angelo was only a few months old when she died, and Nina's son Alejandro was absolutely devastated. Nina tried to help her son as much as she could, taking care of little Angelo while Alejandro tried to come to terms with his terrible loss. It was difficult. Life with Dominique had been so idyllically perfect, and he just didn't know how to cope with this unexpected turn of events. And that was when Lucas offered/asked Nina if she would like to move in with him at his commune. They could share different tents if she'd like, of course, but he just wanted to help. Help her and help Alejandro. They had a whole family to offer at Ohana Hale. Wouldn't Nina, Alejandro, and Angelo join them? And so, that was how Nina, Alejandro, and Angelo came to join Ohana Hale. With the support of his newfound family, Alejandro soon began to come out of the depression Dominique's loss had left him in, and begun to raise his own son again, rather than leaving it all to his mother. Meanwhile, Lucas was flourishing at work. Having Floria around to take care of things at home over the last few years had given him the ability to devote more time to his conservationist career, and the islands of Sulani were looking better and better each day. It was through his career in conservation that Lucas met young Keulani Luna Lillo. She was originally his assistant, but she soon overtook him in both responsibility and position to become his boss. He didn't mind though. Keulani's passion for Sulani was second to none. It was no surprise to Lucas that she had overtaken him at work. The woman was a conservation machine. Keulani was devoted to the cause and spent almost every waking second of her life working to protect and improve Sulani's health. What was a surprise to Lucas, though, was that she lived alone and had no partner in sight. Keulani came to visit Ohana Hale quite regularly, and it was obvious she was rather lonely living all on her own. She admired Lucas and his idealistic vision for a multi-share community of conservationists. Lucas was getting more and more hopeful. Would Keulani like to join Ohana Hale? And that brings us to the end of Chapter 1 of the Commune of Ohana Hale. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can tune in soon to hear the next chapter. Or like I said, look us up on Facebook. Bye!